Hello and welcome to the beautiful hills of Bristol, Tennessee for tonight's running of the Sharpie 500. 39 cars will take on this half-mile short track for a thrilling 12 laps. With barely any room to run, there's no escaping. There'll be a lot of lapped cars and a lot of passing tonight. This event is surely not to disappoint. But first, before we get the cars on track for the green flag, let's take a look at what happened during happy hour yesterday morning. As you can see, Elliott Sadler spins up the track, hits the wall. He will be starting last in a backup car today. On the pole is Jamie McMurray in the number 42 Havoline Dodge, and to his outside is his teammate Casey Mears for Chip Ganassi Racing. Tony Stewart will be starting third in the number 20 Home Depot Chevrolet for Joe Gibbs. Fourth will be Jeff Gordon in the number 24 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet. Starting sixth is Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon's teammate in the number 48 Lowe's Chevy, and rookie Brendan Gaughan for Penske Racing. Brendan Gaughan's teammate Rusty Wallace will be starting in row 4, and Matt Kenseth, the first of the Roush Brigade, will be starting next to him. Sterling Marlin, the last of the Chip Ganassi Racing cars, all with a great start, and Kurt Busch, who got his first win here 2 years ago. Ward Burton will be starting in row 6 in the number 0 Net Zero High Speed Chevrolet, and Dale Jr. to his outside. Ryan Newman in the number 12 Penske Racing Dodge, and Kevin Harvick in the number 29 RCR Chevrolet will be starting in row 7. Starting 15th is Mark Martin in the number 6 Roush Racing Ford, and to his outside is another rookie, Casey Kane, in his Ray Evernham Dodge. In row 9, we find Greg Biffle in the 16, also for Roush Racing, and Dale Jarrett in the number 88 UPS Ford for Robert Yates. Next up is Joni Machek for MB2 Motorsports in the Army car, and Ricky Craven for PPI Motorsports in the number 32. Then we find Johnny Sauter for RCR in the number 30 AOL Chevrolet, and Kyle Petty for Richard Petty Motorsports. Next row gives us Jeremy Mayfield in the number 19 Ray Evernham Dodge, and Ricky Rudd for the Wood Brothers in the 21 Motorcraft Ford. A pair of Hendrick teammates in row 13, Brian Vickers in the 25 Dietouch.com Chevrolet, and Terry Labonte in number 5 Kellogg's Chevrolet. Terry's brother Bobby is starting in row 14. He's got the Interstate Batteries Shrek car, and Scott Wimmer in the 22 Caterpillar Dodge. Jeff Burton in row 15 in the 99 Roush SKF machine, and Scott Riggs for MB2 Motorsports in the Valvoline Harlem Globetrotters car. Starting 31st is Michael Waltrip for DEI Motorsports, and 32nd is Robbie Gordon for RCR. Bill Elliott will start 33rd for Ray Evernham in the number 91 Dodge, and Jeff Green will start 34th in the 43 for Richard Petty Motorsports. 35th is Ken Schrader in the 49 Dodge, and 36th is Jimmy Spencer in the Morgan McClure number 4. In the next row is Morgan Shepherd for his own team in the number 89 Dodge, and Kirk Shelmerdine in the number 72 Tucson Cigarettes Ford. And rounding out the field is the 38 of Elliott Sadler. And the green flag out for Jamie McMurray. Tony Stewart will push him. Casey Mears on the high side. McMurray will go out to a bit of a car length lead as Casey Mears falls back a bit to Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart will take that position away from Casey Mears entirely as they go down the backstretch. Into turn 3, Casey Mears dives down ahead of Jimmy Johnson for third place. 1, 2, 3 now single file, and here comes Casey Mears down on the bottom, trying to take the lead away. He won't have enough of a run, but he will get past Tony Stewart for second. Now Chip Ganassi 1, 2, and as the field flies by, the leaders are the only cars single file. Tony Stewart heads up the track, and here comes Jimmy Johnson trying to pass him. Oh, and here we go. Casey Mears going for the lead around the top of Jamie McMurray. Into turn 4, McMurray will go off to block. And they cross the stripe. McMurray still ahead of Casey Mears, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart is the top four. Here's another shot from Casey Mears, blocked by McMurray. Brendan Gaughan still running fifth with his teammate Rusty Wallace pushing him in sixth. As the leaders starting to lap the field, Kirk Shelmerdine first to go a lap down. He's running 39th position. Morgan Shepherd is next. Yep, he'll be lapped, going right onto the front stretch. Now the two leaders probably won't make any moves because they're waiting for clean track up ahead, which is past Jimmy Spencer. They'll pass him here. Ken Schrader will be the next car to go a lap down, but I don't know. It might take a little longer to lap him. Oh, nope, they caught him. He must have had a bad exit. Here they go around Ken Schrader. Still, the two leaders are the Chip Ganassi duo McMurray as they oh, we got trouble from Kurt Busch's radio. He reports having brake failure, a bit of brake fade. Hopefully that doesn't lead to anything. As and Casey Kane is on fire. He will hit the wall and the caution will come out as that car is ablaze. I wonder if what Kurt Busch was just talking about happened to Casey Kane and if he was maybe smelling Kane's brake rotors, because that was insane, just up in flames like that. And while they clean up Kane's car, let's take a look at the fan zone, as some fans are taking a look at champion Matt Kenseth's car. Green flag back out as McMurray gets pushed by his teammate Mears. He will pass the lapped cars and he's on side of McMurray. He will take the lead. McMurray did not have the jump he wanted. He's under threat from Jimmy Johnson now as he will take second. McMurray falls back to third. Brendan Gaughan now under fire from Tony Stewart as they both are trying to pass McMurray. Casey Mears is your new leader and he heads onto the front stretch. They are single file. Brendan Gaughan now as they go to block Jimmy Johnson side by side with Casey Mears. They touch. They're in the wall. Brendan Gaughan goes to the lead. Wow, huge shuffling position. Now McMurray. Oh, we got a wreck. We got a wreck in the back. Joni Michek into the wall. He will collect Terry Labonte. And two more cars slide in as the caution will come out for the second time just so soon after the first wreck. Let's take a look at what other two cars are involved in this one. Ooh, Elliott Sadler and Jeremy Mayfield. Let's take a look at how it happened. Kyle Petty hits Nemechek. He goes into the wall, collects Terry Labonte. And I think Jeremy Mayfield just checked up. He slid into frame and got hit by Elliott Sadler, who had nowhere to go. And I don't know. I think they just checked up. Let's also take a look at what happened earlier. See, Casey Mears tried blocking Johnson, but he was there. Mears then door slammed him, and they both get into the wall. Brendan Gaughan was able to get underneath them. So we're about to go green. Green flag back in the air. Brendan Gaughan gets a huge shot from McMurray. McMurray goes on the high side. Here comes Matt Kenseth underneath Jamie McMurray. He goes to second place, and Brendan Gaughan, for the first time this race, out in front. The rookie is leading here at Bristol. Matt Kenseth's got a huge run as the field. Oh, we got another wreck. Ryan Newman in the wall. Kurt Busch, Dale Jr., and Jeremy Mayfield again, and the caution is out for the third time. You know what they say, cautions breed cautions. And we got another 4 cars into the wall. Newman got turned, it looked like, by the lap car of Morgan Shepherd. He must have thought he was clear. No room for him, and Kurt Busch, nowhere to go for him. Looks like Dale Jarrett also got some damage. Mark Martin's in the pits. He'll go. Newman will be out of the race. And green flag. Another time, Brendan Gaughan is trying to hold off the field. Matt Kenseth in second. Tony Stewart third. McMurray fourth. Brendan Gaughan is still in the lead. He's getting a bit of a shove from Matt Kenseth going onto the backstretch. Here comes Kenseth. Down low. He'll make a dive and try and get a run into turn 3. Brendan Gaughan getting a big shot from Tony Stewart. That should keep him in position to try and defend Matt Kenseth. Tony Stewart now are going down low to try and give a good shove to Matt Kenseth. Here comes McMurray, still in 4th. Rusty Wallace 5th. Jeff Gordon 6th, and Sterling Marlin. Matt Kenseth out in front with Tony Stewart pushing him. They're 1-2. Stewart gets into the back of Kenseth. He slides up the track. Here comes Brendan Gaughan. With only 2 laps to go, I don't know if Brendan Gaughan will have enough time. Stewart still out front, Kenseth in second. Here comes Rusty Wallace on the bottom lane. He's got a huge run. He's trying to pass his teammate Brendan Gaughan, but here comes Matt Kenseth down low, trying to get by Tony Stewart. Greg Biffle going into the pits. It looks like he has a blown engine. There's only 2 laps to go. Matt Kenseth out front still. Here's Rusty Wallace on the bottom lane. He's got a nose on Tony Stewart. Stewart gets a good exit though. Matt Kenseth up to block Stewart down the back stretch. Here comes Tony Stewart again. I don't think it'll be enough though. We're coming to the white flag. Here comes Rusty Wallace down low. He's got a good run. The field flies. Oh, and Casey Mears gets in the back of Jimmy Johnson. That's probably payback. Here's Rusty Wallace on side of Tony Stewart. Kenseth goes down to block. It's Kenseth, Rusty Wallace, Tony Stewart. 1, 2, 3. Around turn 2. And here's Brendan Gaughan on Stewart. Here's Rusty on Kenseth. Kenseth falls back a bit. He's going to have one chance to defend going into the turn. He's got a good run on the high side. He's been good up there all day. He stays by side. He gets a bit of a run. Going on to the front stretch. Matt Kenseth is going to come to the checkered flag and win the Sharpie 500, beating out the 2 Penske teammates and Tony Stewart. Congratulations, Matt Kenseth. Before we see Matt Kenseth's celebration, let's take a look at your finishing results for the 2004 Sharpie 500. Matt Kenseth takes home the win. Rusty Wallace and Brendan Gaughan having great days for both of them. Penske had an all-around good day except Ryan Newman, who wrecked in that third and final wreck. Tony Stewart gets a good finish in 4th, and after having big trouble on the restarts, Jamie McMurray still ends up with a solid 5th place finish. Jeff Gordon in 6th, he was in the top 10 all day. Sterling Marlin moves up a few positions from where he started. Ward Burton having an incredible day for Ward Burton. Harvick, really good finish, and Ricky Rudd with a top 10. That's great for his team. Casey Mears battles back to an 11th. Really good for him. Kyle Petty, Jimmy Johnson, Ricky Craven, Jeff Burton, Bobby Labonte, Johnny Sauter, Mark Martin, Scott Wimmer, Brian Vickers with the top 20. Then we have Robbie Gordon in 21st, Scott Riggs, Michael Waltrip, Jeff Green, Bill Elliott, the last car in the lead lap. He was a lap down. He got the lucky dog the final time. Elliott Sadler battled back to only finish 1 lap down. He was in the second wreck that wasn't Casey Kane, but ended up having a not terrible day for Elliott Sadler. Jimmy Spencer, Ken Schrader, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kurt Busch, Morgan Shepherd, Kirk Shumried all lap down. Mayfield 3 laps down, Dale Jarrett 4. Greg Diffel was out from that engine, and then the rest of the DNFs. Congratulations to Matt Kenseth as he will burn down Bristol Motor Speedway. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again soon. Hope you enjoyed the stop motion, and have a good night.